Welcome everybody to the third annual Halloween edition of Stammer AI Office Hours. Today we're going to be going over some of the exciting new voice updates that we have pushed in the last week and are now deploying to all of our customers. So stay tuned for that. We've also got a fair amount of other cool integration additions coming down the pipeline as well. But first, we always like to start off everything with our office hours by letting everyone know about all of our support options. Support is very important to us, and we hope that we can help all of our customers in any way that they need. So, of course, we have our weekly office hours. This is going to be changing shortly because we have a lot of information being deployed in our daily support calls. So, a lot of people are taking advantage of our daily support calls where myself, Drew, and co-founder Tim are basically just doing a daily support call where people can join in and ask questions. And essentially, that's what the office hours was intended for. But more recently, these office hours have become more of a product release type videos and stuff like that. So definitely check out our daily support calls every Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. PST. We also have all of our ticketing options and documentation here available in the support tab. And you can get that also by going to stammerai/help, and that will bring you to all of these links as well. So as we get into it here, we have voice agents are now live and being deployed to many different customers right now. For all new customers, this will be available probably within the next 2 to 3 weeks. The goal of our deployment process with new features is to get it out to existing customers who can give us feedback and help us get things fixed or adjusted to make it more useful for agency owners. And then, of course, we'll release it out to everybody else. So we're going to do a quick little demo here, also including some of the recent updates that we've gotten as feedback from some of our customers. So we'll go over that as well. So essentially what voice agents allow you to do is you'll be able to create a AI agent that is sitting behind a phone number. And when you sign up, you'll get a balance of voice agents and a balance of chat agents. Now, you can use that balance to purchase a phone number. And purchasing a phone number is relatively cheap. It also depends on where in the world you're purchasing a phone number. So in the United States and Canada, it's relatively cheap, under $2. And our system has most of the countries that are available without any additional verifications needed. Now, some countries like the UK, Germany, France, these are other countries that need other verification steps. So in order to create phone numbers and sell AI agents in those countries, you can integrate your Twilio account directly. So this process basically means that you go to Twilio yourself, and then you purchase a phone number and then add in and verify the phone number with the additional documentation that Twilio requires. And then once that is completed, then you can paste in your account information here and then connect the phone number to an AI agent inside of the Stammer dashboard. Once you've created the AI agent, the voice agent inside the dashboard here, you can now start configuring it to be for a specific business. Now, the options here are pretty standard when it comes to voice, and we tried to simplify this process as much as possible to get to the core functionality of how everything works. So right now we have a single primary model, which is using GPT 4.1. We are working on bringing 4.1 mini, 4.1 nano, and Claude 3.7, which will all provide different cost per minute options. Languages comes in many different languages. We always default it to the multi-language, so the agent will speak in the voice that it was spoken to, just like chat. There's over 20 different voices that you can use and test, many different male and female voices, also ones that have different accents. So depending on, again, where you are selling or where your customer is located, you can customize these voice agents to be more sounding like they are from that location. Temperature is exactly the same as it is inside of the chat system with being creative or more creative or less creative. The first sentence is exactly what it sounds like. It's the first sentence that the AI voice agent is going to speak when connected on a phone call. And then, of course, the prompt. So the prompt is the default prompt that we put in here is very long and fairly structured, but you can customize this however you'd like. We found that with voice agents, the more information and the more structure that you provide it on how it should handle a specific phone call, the better. And especially when a business is looking for certain things like scheduling or generation of lead data or qualification, things like that. So you can use this example, but feel free to customize this as much as you like, or completely, delete it and change it to be whatever you want, basically. That being said, we are coming out with a lot of different examples, and we have a custom little tool that we built that we vibe coded up that allows you to quickly enter in things like your company name, and then that is going to be replaced throughout the entire prompt. So that way it becomes a lot easier for you to fill out this prompt or customize this prompt. Next, after you've set up the AI configurator, then you can go into the call settings. And this is going to give you the simple options of setting a background audio, which is basically making it so it's not dead silent when waiting to hear the AI agent's response. Max duration of the phone call, being able to record the phone call, being able to ignore button presses, and of course, transferring a phone call to a third party number. The way that the AI agent knows about this is, of course, inside of the prompt. So when someone gets to that point in the conversation, this is the phone number that it transfers over to. So fairly simple, and we'll have a bunch more tutorials and examples showcase that feature further as well. Next up is the knowledge base, very similar to our chat side of things. You can go and add in text, you can upload files and documents, and of course you can scrape website URLs. With voice, we found that the best use case is to try to load as much core information about the business inside of the prompt explicitly. So, for example, present the solution. A lot of this information is probably like the top 10, 20 questions that a customer would typically ask a phone call. A good example would be things like, when are your hours of operation? When are you open? What is the pricing? All of that stuff can be added into the prompt, which then makes the voice agent work a little bit faster, give a little bit faster and snappier responses. If you have a lot of data, you can, of course, create a full knowledge base with information that includes all of these different types of sourcing that information. Next, we have the actions and tools section. And so this is where you're going to be able to connect to things like cal.com. So we have a templated function here that will allow you to connect to your cal.com account. And then you simply add in this prompt into the appropriate section of the AI configurator. So that way the agent knows exactly when it should be scheduling the appointment with someone. And so this is going to be different for most everyone. And of course, we're going to have more tutorials and things like that. But there's a lot of differentiation of how you can connect or how you can tell the agent to schedule an appointment. So we basically give you the prompt, and then you take this, and then you go into the configurator, and then you paste it into a section in your prompt that makes the most sense for your agent. Of course, you can also connect to basically any other third-party tool. And this uses standard HTTP requests using the get or post function. Most commonly, you can use these other ones as well. But this will allow you to create a custom integration with basically any third-party platform or third-party API. And as we get more in depth with some of the custom tools and actions that we're going to be offering, this will be filled out with more and more templated options that people can connect to third-party platforms with for things like Shopify and Calendly, GHL, Go High Level, and things like that. So this is going to be there's going to be continuous additions added here, which would be really nice. Then finally, we have the analytics tab where you can summarize the phone call, you can extract specific lead data information, and then send all of that to a webhook or an email. And all of that is also, that information is also going to include things like the actual call analytics. So like how long the call was, what phone number was calling, the actual transcription of the full conversation. All that stuff is going to be sent inside of the webhook and the email notifications. And you can customize that to be whatever you'd like or whatever your customer would like as well. So that's the basics of setting up the inbound side of a phone number. Outbound is coming soon. So as we're getting our feedback with inbound, we're improving our core functionality of the system, which will then allow us to develop and release outbound calling a lot faster and quicker. So the big main things to note or the main updates is the ability to use our templated actions. So that's definitely something where we're going to look for more feedback on. And then real quickly, I'll just go through some of the SaaS configurator updates here. So alongside with the actual core functionality of voice agents is how do you sell voice agents to your customers? Well, that's now all included in the SaaS configurator, which allows you to create your subscription products that you can then sell to your customers. So all of the core features or settings that you had previously with creating a subscription product are still there. You can control your permissions and your pricing and if you want to offer people a trial. But now you can control if you want AI chat and or AI voice to be included in this subscription product. And this is going to include things like how many phone numbers and how many concurrent calls you want to offer your customers in this subscription, knowing that they can always purchase more a la carte for additional voice agents or additional concurrent calls, just like you can from us. The big thing here is everything is working off of a margin or markup percentage. So this is going to be extremely useful because you know now that you're going to make a static percentage markup on every phone number that a customer purchases from you. And this is useful because if a customer in the United States purchases a phone number, it'll be like $2. But if a customer in like Turkey or something purchases a phone number, that phone number might be like $10 or $15. And so your margin will be the same regardless of the actual cost of the phone number itself. Same thing with minutes or usage based pricing for calling. This will be the same thing, static percentage markup, and then depending on which model that the AI agent is set to, whether that's 4.1 or 4 point mini, that will adjust accordingly to be the correct markup on that price. So there's quite a lot here that we've been working on for the past couple months. So that's why we're definitely looking to get as much feedback as possible. So once it is enabled for your account, please let us know. Join one of our support calls if you can, because the more feedback that we get from everybody, the better. And the faster we can improve all of our systems. So that's pretty much it for today, Drew. I like your outfit there.
Thank you. Trying to represent the Florida beach goer,
There you go. Love it.
One other note I want to say here, when people are buying phone numbers, if you do not see your country on that list when you go to purchase a phone number, let us know. That's not necessarily indicative that you cannot purchase a phone number. It's just that it may require additional verification with countries such as UK, Germany, France. So those countries will not be listed in that dropdown, and they have to integrate Twilio in the third tab.
Yes. Yeah, here.
So if you have questions, you don't see our country, reach out to us, and then we will get you sorted.
Exactly. Yep. Casper, any questions that you might have today?
No, basically, it's my first call, so always interesting to see what you guys are doing.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
in the early stage, so I'm still about to land my first client. So my focus is on that part for now, and then we will probably move on to the voice agent at a later stage.
Nice. Okay. How's like finding customers going for you or finding leads?
Yeah, so actually, right now I'm just trying to go out in the network just to make sure to get some references. I think that's the important step before we start putting in the advertising that we can see that people actually tried us before.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like where my main focus is right now, to and figure out how it's all working. It's
Got
all
it.
relatively new, so
Yeah.
yeah, just looking on how to integrate it into a Shopify shop at the moment. So
Got it. Got it.
yeah,
Have you done anything with LinkedIn at all?
not right now yet, not yet.
Okay. I would definitely encourage you to explore LinkedIn as a lead generation source.
Uh-huh.
We're getting feedback from a lot of agencies that that is becoming one of their
Okay.
better channels. And the way that they'll do that is they'll basically just kind of put out a post that says something to the effect of, I made an AI customer support agent, chat widget, voice agent, something with AI for a specific type of business, like an e-commerce store.
Mm-hmm.
And basically like showing the prompt or giving a part of the prompt that they used in order to facilitate that agent, and then
Mm-hmm.
getting people to comment like, hey, if you want the full prompt, comment below and I'll send it to you. And then that opens up the opportunity to have a DM conversation on LinkedIn with a potential lead that is looking for that, where you can then be like, yeah, here's the prompt, but I can also do it all for you because I know that you're a business owner and you're trying to focus on your business, and, you
Mm.
know, let me do what's good for, let me do what I'm good at, and you can continue to focus in on your business.
Yeah. But just to understand it, so I will give them a part of this prompt, but what would they be able to use that prompt for? That would be straight onto the platform itself, right?
So the idea there is they may have a platform that they're using, but they most likely won't.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if they do, then they'll try to hack it together with something that they've seen before. But
Yeah.
the idea is to like just get the conversation started where they're like, oh, I want this
Yeah.
resource, which you can then leverage into a conversation, hopefully getting them on a call. And then it allows you to like go from, instead of just like cold calling or cold emailing or having a cold lead, to this person's warm, they're wanting value from me already,
Mm-hmm.
and you can provide that to them, even like knowing that they might not be able to actually use what they're asking for.
Yeah.
And that's where you come in with your solution offer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, it's all interesting, and hopefully it will take off very shortly.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, definitely keep us updated and let us know if you have any other questions about, yeah, generating leads or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely. It's highly appreciated that you guys are that much into helping us. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as corny and cheesy as it sounds, like if you guys succeed, we succeed. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Cool.
Perfect.
Alrighty.
Cool.
Well, I
Yeah.
think that will do it for this week. Thanks everyone for joining, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Have a good one.
Thanks. You too.